Good morning, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join me today out here in the vegetable garden. It's a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania, Zone 6. Well, we're now middle of July, and behind me is my raised bed where I grow my broccoli. This bed is 4 feet wide by 15 feet long. And so today I wanted to share some tips and ideas on how I prepare my raised garden bed for my broccoli plants in the fall. So thanks for joining me today. And so in my garden bed here, I use the composted leaf mulch that's amended with topsoil. I get that from Bardenside Compost locally. I buy about 10 yards of that per year. And you know, the plants really thrive in that compost. What's nice is it's really certified weed-free. What they do is they have these huge piles of leaf compost, and they need to bring it up to a certain temperature, I think around 130 degrees, for a certain period of time, and so that way it kills mostly all the weeds in the pile. And so throughout my garden season, I basically have a weed-free garden. I do have a few weeds that come up here or there. So what I need to do today is pull out the few weeds that I have here, and then I have some alfalfa pellets that I'm going to use to amend the soil. And I actually have here it's a 50-pound bag here, and I get that from a local feed store for like under $20. And you know, the alfalfa pellets have a nutrient profile of like 322. They have a lot of good trace minerals in it, and they add a nice organic matter to the garden and for the soil microbes. And also what I'm going to be doing then is using my garden fork to go through my garden bed, loosening the soil up. And also I use my stirrup hoe or scuffle hoe. I use that to also loosen up the soil. And so I'm going to first go through and pull out a few weeds. And since this is composted leaf mulch too, you know, they end up pulling out pretty easily. And so thankfully, using the compost, I don't have a lot of weeds. You know, you can also mulch your garden with a 2 or 3 inch layer of grass clippings or straw. You know, that works great for helping suppress the weeds and holds in the soil moisture. And so yeah, I just had a few weeds here, and then what I'm going to do then is take my alfalfa pellets and I'm going to scatter them throughout the garden here, sprinkle them pretty good. These are also my hoops I left in for my low tunnel hoop house, and my row cloth is right alongside there. Once I plant these broccoli plants, in fact I'm going to be getting those broccoli transplants from Ray's Nursery nearby. I buy them for like $1.60 for 6 of them, and I buy 3 market packs. So for like around $5 I buy 18 plants of broccoli, and it's not worth for me to try to start them by seed down in the basement. So for me it's a real time saver, and they're nice healthy plants. And so, you know, buying transplants is a really great way to buy some of your plants for your garden. Now what's nice about these alfalfa pellets is it's a nice slow release fertilizer. So I'm going to take my long handled scuffle hoe and just work that through the soil real quick. This will do like the top 3 inch layer. These are really good for if you have a lot of weeds in your garden, for going around and cutting off the weeds. it's something I would really encourage you to have in your garden tool selection, is one of these for the weeds. I also use one of these again as like a little hoe to loosen the soil, and it works really well. I also like using some of these hand tools because it's great exercise. And so you just want to work through your bed, loosening just to loosen the top 2-3 inches. And then I'm going to take my garden fork and work that through the soil. That'll penetrate around 10-12 inches. And so this is one of my favorite garden tools, and you know, I actually took it and modified it. I attached like a 12-inch piece of 3/4 inch copper tubing. I used a couple of radiator clamps, attached it there, and then I actually welded a 1 by 1 inch piece of angle iron there on the end of the fork. Because that way it's a little bit more user-friendly for your foot, you know, for the arch of your feet. And then you also have this nice big handle grip for working it through the soil. And so I'm just going to take this and, you know, you want to put it in your soil, rock it back and forth really well, and take the time and work through your whole garden bed, because you want your soil to be nice and loose. Then you can also take it and turn it around the other direction. You want your soil to be nice and loose so that those roots can spread far and wide, because the further they can reach out, the more nutrients they'll absorb, you know, resulting in a larger, healthier plant. And you know, that's what we all want, is these nice big large plants. I mean, some of my broccoli leaves here get 24 inches long. And so you just want to just work that through your soil, through your garden bed. And what's nice too is that, you know, I used to have a gasoline cultivator, but since I have raised beds, I don't need one of those anymore. And so it's it's made my gardening experience a lot more enjoyable, just using a garden fork. Plus using a gas tiller disturbs the soil microbes in your soil, and so this really doesn't do that. And so you just rock it back and forth, loosening that soil. And so once I work through my garden with my garden fork, loosening that soil up, again, you want your soil to be nice and friable, then I'll just take my fiberglass handled garden rake and just work it through the soil, leveling it off. In fact, I'm just going to turn it upside down and do it that way. Sometimes that really works great, is by just turning it upside down and level it off. Because I want to get these transplants in here by the end of July. And you know, another nice thing too is when you first apply the alfalfa pellets and then you come along and use your garden fork and work it in, what's nice is that the alfalfa pellets drop down inside the holes that those tines on the fork develop. And so it's a nice way to get those alfalfa pellets below the soil level. And so the last thing I want to do is I have my garden hose here, and I just want to water down this garden bed real good so it can start breaking down those alfalfa pellets, because once the water hits it, they really start breaking down. And so I'm just going to go through here and soak this compost really good. And so anyhow, I hope I was able to give you some tips and ideas on how you can prepare your raised bed for planting your broccoli. And so, you know, you can also do the same with your cauliflower or most vegetables. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day gardening, and you know, you can also leave any questions or comments below in the section below. And You can also visit our website at plantsmartliving.com. So anyhow, thanks for joining me today. Until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.